What's up, people? Another episode of Real Ball Talk today. We got a real special guest on. It could get a little bit wild, as it always does when Arsenal are discussed. So we'll bring on our usual Jalil on first. How you doing, my bro, Jalil?
How you doing, bro? Good, man. Good to be here. Good to have a special guest today who knows what they're talking about. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, no, 100%. Let's get to it. Bring him on the stream. Mr. Turkish, how you doing, bro?
Well, where's the special guest? I'm good, man. I'm good. Listen, I'm just a fan like you, man, like anyone is, you know. Obviously, I've managed to build something off the back of it. But I appreciate you, man, you know, shouting me to come on here. You know, I try and do what I can for others too. So big up to you, man. I see that intro looking clean as well.
Hey, just trying to learn from everyone else that's already doing their thing, you know what I mean? So it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, man, I appreciate anyone who's jumping on, obviously. By YouTube law, I gotta say, obviously, make sure to like, subscribe if you're new. But yeah, man, let's get straight into it. Turkish, bro, let's start with the most recent game. Arsenal Brighton 1-0 victory. Lacazette coming on, getting the goal. Bro, what did you make of the game?
It's what we're going to have to expect from most games this season. A tight game, a team setting up for us to try and break them down. We haven't got the midfield to break most teams down. So it's going to be games like that. You know, I think the second half, Arteta done the right thing. He told Martinelli, Emil Smith-Rowe, Saka to drop and collect the ball themselves. Don't wait for it from the midfield. And that's what changed the game in the second half. Overall, it was probably a 1-1, maybe a 1-0 to us. We deserved it just off the second half. But I think overall, you know, we can't get carried away with it. It is 3 points. It is 2 wins on the bounce. But there's things behind those wins that tell us that the problems are still here.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think the first half was very poor, like average, kind of what we've come to expect. Arsenal coming up against a low block. And it's not even there was a low block as such. Even Brighton were just generally keeping the ball better than us. I think that's something that their manager has got them playing a certain way, which I think is one of the criticisms of Arteta, that, you know, he started off playing high-pressing football, but then after a while, he really turned into a low block. That's how we won the FA Cup. And then since then, I feel like he's been a bit confused of not knowing whether to focus on the defensive side of the game and the attack. So, but yeah, no, I agree. I guess, Jalil, man, coming to you quickly, man, like, what were your thoughts on the game, just bouncing off what Turkish said?
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one, you know, because I was kind of scared in this aspect of the same thing happened with United. So obviously we beat United and then we went on a poor run. And I was thinking, okay, cool, we done over Chelsea. Is it going to happen again? And when you're watching the first half, you're thinking, oh, it's going to happen all over again, right? So at the end of the day, we got the win. I think the most important thing is that we got the 3 points. And if that's what we got to do, that's what we got to do at the end of the day. You know, Laka coming on, getting a goal, just boosts up his confidence. I kind of understand the change, why he went for Alba, because he's our main guy. But, you know, next time I think he just stick with Laka and then bring on Alba as a super sub. But it worked at the end of the day. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah. No, 100%. I think with the Laka Alba one, like you said, I understand why he did it. I mean, like, you know me, Jalil, like anyone that knows me know I'm not the biggest Alba fan.
Yeah.
I like my strikers to have like a complete all-around game. If they don't have that hold-up play, that's something that really frustrates me, and that's something that I feel like that's why Alba has kind of been thriving more off the left wing. But I think people forget that when Alba signed for us, and when Emery, especially when Emery came in, Emery shifted him to the left wing. He tried Alba up top at the beginning, but then realized the game worked better with Laka up top and Alba coming in off the left. Just focusing on making the runs and just finishing off the moves. But, you know, Alba had a bit of a struggling start to the season, so obviously he's been put back up top. So, well, let's see. We got to give the guy a chance to get the goals. We know he's an elite finisher. He may not bring much else, but he is an elite finisher. You cannot take that away from him. So yeah, man. But so Turkish, how are you feeling? You confident for the next 3 games? I think we've got a winnable run of fixtures. I think we've got West Brom away, then a couple home games to Palace and Newcastle. So what are you saying, bro? 9 points out of 9?
It should be, but should is not the reality here, Arsenal. Listen, the bare minimum I expect is 7, but what I think we'll get is probably 4, if I'm honest. I just feel like there's always that, you know, hint of pessimism with me, where I think we're gonna slip up somewhere along the line. It doesn't ever work out the way we want it to work out. I'm more focused on January, you know. I don't want to say I couldn't care less about the fixtures, but I'm close to feeling like that, because what are we achieving out of this Premier League season right now? You know, a few runs, all right, we get close to top 8. What do the fans turn around and do? Say, oh, look, the second half of the season, we built a run up. How many times have we heard that one before? When Wengers used to tell us all the time, did you see our form from February to May? We're not going to buy any players this summer because did you see our form? I don't want to upset it. And then we start the season the same way we did the season before. I feel like that's coming around the corner. People ask me, do I want Arsenal to lose? I don't want Arsenal to lose. But I'm going to be honest. If we finish in the bottom half of the table, that is much better for Arsenal Football Club than finishing anywhere near the top half, top 8. And that sounds fucked. It sounds like I am saying I want to lose, but I don't want to lose. But I am content where we are because I expected it. And for the long run, I think it's more beneficial. Yeah.
Because even last season, when by winning that FA Cup and scraping into Europa League through that mechanism, we kind of got away with it. The board kind of got away with it. That was like a extra, I don't know however much, 20, 30 mil that the board know that was coming in, which gave them an excuse to say, you know, we need to sell before we buy.
They've been getting away with it for a long, they've been getting away with it for a long time. Scraping top 4 was getting away with it.
100,
we should never have been a club scraping for top 4. We moved into Emirates, top 5 globally in the world financially. You know, we got sold a dream about competing with Bayern Munich. We shouldn't be scraping top 4, but they were getting away with it because us fans saw the, you know, Champions League name and all that and thought it's something. But in reality, I'm not here to compete in the Champions League. I'm here to not compete. I'm here to compete in it, but I'm not here to take part in it. You know, I don't want to be in Champions League because I can turn around to the United and Tottenham fans and say, are you in Champions League? Because I don't give a fuck about being in it or not. I give a fuck about challenging for it.
No, 100, man. We had like a year, like 7 years in a row or 6 where we just got bounced last 16. And it was just, like you said, we were just taking part. We weren't compares. We became like one of those teams that you're like, oh, yeah, they're in the Champions League. And then they get bounced.
Yeah, bounced. Literally, I was there, bounced. I've seen it in Germany, bounced. I've seen it in Barcelona, bounced. I've been there, done that. Like literally bounced left, right, and center across Europe. That's what we become.
Yeah, no, therefore, you know, them ones like where you know those teams just lost respect for Arsenal when they turned up.
It wasn't like before, like the Bayern announcer at the Munich stadium when it was like 4-1. He started chanting, not what do we think of Tottenham, but he used that melody and said something about Arsenal. I couldn't understand it because it was German, but they were singing that melody using Arsenal's name and the whole stadium singing. And I'm thinking to myself, like, and man really blame AFTV and man really blame all of this on fans, you know? It's mad to me. Like we're traveling miles and spending peas to be mugged by fans in Munich, basically. Do you get what I'm saying? It's mad.
Yeah. No, it's mad. Obviously, like people will always look for scapegoats, you know what I mean? And the fans are always the easy scapegoats. So
I don't know how.
Hey, it's, you know, like
we're easy scapegoats if they look like you, if they look like Jalil, if they look like me. Easy scapegoats. That's literally it. That's literally it. If Robbie was somebody else, if Robbie fit the profile, it wouldn't be a problem. But Robbie doesn't, Troops doesn't, and so do many other people that have come through that. It comes down to ethnic minorities, and it comes down to that's the facts of the matter. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen people look down on Robbie or look down on me, look down on other, talk about it. You know, I've been at the Everton ground last year, December, where they're chanting AFTV, get out of our club.
Yeah.
You can see the demographic of it, of the chants, and you understand it's much more than an opinion of a fan channel or an opinion of our opinions on the club. Much more than that. That's why I don't pay no mind to it. I don't get involved in these little squabbles because it's a lot deeper than what it is on the surface, and they're not ready for that.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, at the end of the day, Robbie plugged a hole in the market, which is what like most top successful people do. And he should be actually given credit for that, because what people don't remember is that Robbie started in 2012, and I started watching it from back then. And he was just, I think, in his living room. He was still working a full-time job, He had to grind to get where he is now. Now, obviously, they're going to get more views when there's losses because everyone likes anger and that type of emotion more. It's more entertaining to people than just seeing people talking and smiling. But like you said, there's a certain demographic where people are not really comfortable with people that look like Robbie or yourself or myself, Jalil, owning something and being successful with it and running away with it.
Yeah, they look at us as opportunists.
Yeah, opportunity.
That's how they look at us, and they think, oh, they're just trying to get money out of the club, or they're seeing an opportunity and this and that. I'll give it a rest, bro. Because look at Chris. Like the first viral video on AFTV was Chris Hudson.
Chris Hudson, yeah,
and that happened within like a year of it starting. So why was Chris Hudson already fed up with the club? Why was he so frustrated that he's spitting and effing and blinding already within the first year of AFTV? Because the club had taken the piss.
Exactly. And that was on the first match of the season, 3-1 against Villa. And he's already was going mad. So that tells you everything. But listen, I think that's a perfect segue into like the main crux we want to talk about. Like I said, you know, we're going to have a review of Arsenal. And it's kind of going to be twofold. It's why we are where we are in the table now, and also what's kind of played a part in the lowering of the fan base expectation, in my opinion. You know, me, similar to yourself, Turkish, and I think Jalil as well, like I still hold Arsenal to the highest standards. So to me, even when I hear things like, and it's not to dig anyone out, but things like Ramsey's an Arsenal legend or things like that, to me, that's a complete indictment of where we are. Someone like Ramsey would never be considered a legend. I watched him too many times of inconsistent performances to then give him legend status, just the fact that he scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. You know, you didn't win us Prem, you won us FA Cup.
It's an example, 100%.
So yeah, I'm just going to bring a few key results from 2007 to now on the screen, and obviously you guys stop me whenever there's one result that really sticks out to you guys. So let me just bring that up. So the first one, obviously, now for me, I'm going to narrate over this because for me this one's emotional. I always say this is one of the worst days for me as an Arsenal fan. Like 2-2 against Birmingham, but it wasn't the result. Like I honestly feel hands down that if Eduardo da Silva didn't break his leg that game, we win the league. It was like late Feb. We had an easy run of coming up. We were on fire, and then after that, we just crumbled. And it was just, for me, Arsenal were never the same after that because then Kleb left that summer, Flamini left that summer on a free transfer, and for me, that set the club back. And yeah, it was very hard after that, and things were never the same. So yeah, I don't know if you might want to chime in on that. What your thoughts, memories of that game?
I mean, you know, I agree with you with this one, you know, because I'm not gonna say I feel like this is where the downfall started for Arsenal. I don't know. I think we got to go a bit further in, but yeah, after this we had a perfect run of fixtures to win the league, in my opinion. But after that incident, I think it just played to the team just, you know, putting their heads down and falling apart, if I'm honest. Yeah, I don't know who we're going to blame here. I don't know. I mean, are we saying we're blaming the players, or are we blaming the manager or the board? What are we doing?
Nah.
Even that season, I just had to check up on it now. Yeah, that season, that summer, that was Eduardo's first season, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
That season, that summer, we bought Eduardo for 12 mil, Sanya for 8 mil, Fabianski for 3 mil, Lasana Diarra for 2 mil. Now, I know at that stage where you clipped it, yeah, the rhetoric is we was on the way to the league title. But that summer, yeah, doesn't scream league title challenge for me. So again, it would have been us getting away with it. If we pulled that one out the bag, it wouldn't have been because of Kroenke. It would have been because Wenger pulled it out of the bag. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, I just had to look at the transfer just to understand, because it also says Henry got sold that summer. Jose Reyes. It's a bit mad. So that summer doesn't tell you that we should have been in the title challenge, but that game we was. And in reality, when you don't have a proper summer, yes, the Eduardo injury was big, but if you had a proper summer where you had the correct depth for the correct plan moving forward, then it wouldn't have been as impactful as it was.
Yeah.
100%. And I think it also was the first sign of like a lack of leadership within the club, that injury became that much of a setback where the players couldn't recover psychologically. Rather than using it to spur them on, it crushed them. So But like you said, like that summer Henry got sold for 16 mil, and I still remember it to this day because my friend who's a Chelsea fan called me, said check Sky Sports, saw Henry was sold. I almost cried. And then I saw a week later Darren Bent got sold for 16.5 mil.
I remember that.
You remember that? And that's when I started to understand, even at a young age, something's not right about that. So,
of course, man. That highlighted it early on. We was baffed. How are they gonna cost the same? It doesn't. I don't care how old they are.
Henry was 29. It's not like he was finished as well. So anyway, on to the next one. Now, I said usually one result per season, but some seasons deserve two results. And for me, this is one. This is 2010-11. Like this season for me was mad because, again, we were in a title race. And then I don't know how you find yourself 4-0 up away to Newcastle. In the 68th minute, you're still 4-0 up. And you end the game 4-4. And we almost lost. Yeah. They actually almost scored to make it 5-4. And then a few weeks later, we followed that up. Birmingham Carling Cup final. It was meant to be the coronation 6-year trophy draw at the time over. And boom. We just gifted it to Birmingham. Because Shawnee Chesney do a madness. Martin's taps in 90th minute. And I remember, because before then, I always used to go mad, go crazy. When Birmingham scored that goal, I just sat there and I was like, nah. I remember thinking, nah. And I don't think I was ever the same towards Wenger after that game. And after that, obviously, as you know, Turkish, like you said, after that game, we crumbled over the rest of the season, as became the normality from February onwards. So, don't know if there's anything more to add on that, or we can just skip to the next match.
Complacency. For me, it was complacency. And, that 4-4 draw, I didn't really blame Wenger. I blamed the team, man. Complacency. Everyone was looking at each other and blaming each other. And that last goal that came in, that banger, oh, jeez.
Rest in peace to your team, man.
Rest in peace to my man as well. But that banger that came in, everybody looked at each other. There was no leadership there, and it's just complacent. 4-0 up. John, we play football together, right? We've been 3-0 up. We can get complacent. We see it, but you don't expect to see that from pro players. You don't want to expect that from people that are on millions and stuff. You don't want to get complacent. You're 4-0 up. At least let's go home 4-2. Just sit back behind the ball. And I don't know, man. I just think complacency, and it's a thing that we've had for a long time, and it's something I don't like. I'm not going to blame Wenger for that. I'm just going to blame the players, bro.
Yeah, we didn't have the leaders. Like Jay said earlier, we didn't have the leaders. That's what it is. When you go 4-2, you expect the leader to come in and be like, yo, are you man blessed? Like, one more goal and it's peak. And we ain't got no one like that in the team. And that Birmingham one, I can't even lie. January, I remember January. These times I was in uni, and I remember I woke up, I see Martin signed for Birmingham, and I said to my brethren, not on God, I said to my brethren, Martins will score against us in the FA Cup final and win it. On God, that's what I said, because I was just used to that from Arsenal, like the Rooney scoring to kickstart his career, all of these. I just thought Martins, it sounds like it's going to be, and lo and behold, it is. And the image you should have had there is when Barry Ferguson was rubbing Koscielny's head. Like
oh, mate.
I would have had that for copyright.
I know you, man, without knowing you, man. If a man rubbed your head like that on the pitch, the match might not continue, bro.
No,
that's our captain, Barry Ferguson. It wasn't even like he's Xavi, it's Barry Ferguson. My man rubbed his head.
No, violations all round, you know what I mean? So, but again, that's what we became to be known for, banter club.
Yeah.
So, but listen, before I go on to the next one, obviously, anyone that's new, make sure to hit that subscribe button, make sure to like. Obviously, special guest Turkish in the building, man. Going through Arsenal, boy, the decline of the club, whatever you want to call it, demise. It's all mad with Arsenal. On to the next one, as I mentioned, banter era, and for me, the official beginning of it. The 8-2 game at Old Trafford to start the season. But we just lost Fabregas. We just lost Nasri. And I know we had a lot of injuries this game, but honestly, again, I'm almost giving you guys my experience of growing up as an Arsenal fan and how my emotions changed. But I remember this game, obviously my two younger brothers both support United. And I remember when Nani scored to make it 5-2, 5-1, I just burst out laughing. I was like, yeah, this team's just a joke now. There's nothing more to be said. And obviously, Ashley Young scored 2 that game. Pretty sure Welbeck scored. And yeah, man, Turkish, man, talk to me. What's your first memories of that game?
my memories of that game is what we done after it. You know, you want to forget about the 8-2, or you can't forget about it. 6-1 and 8-2. That'll always be at the back of my mind until we pump United and give them a bit of revenge for that. You know, it's always going to hurt. But like you said, Fabregas and Nasri, we sold them to him. We thought we could go into the season not really improving the side, and that shows how stupid this club is. You know, man sold Fabregas and Nasri, went into the United game, got smoked, and then we decided to go buy Yossi Benayoun, Mikel Arteta, Andre Santos, Park Chu-young, and Perma, all in 3 days.
Yeah, in 3 days, that was mad.
Like what is this? It's nonsense, you know. And then people tell me that we should be positive and we should just be patient. Be patient with what, lad? We was patient already, and that's what they did.
Bro, 100%, man. That flurry of signings as well. I mean, the Park Chi-young one was just mad. Don't play that one game.
Andre Santos was mad as well, Kai. He played about 6 months worth of football, swapped the shirt with, well, actually a year and so, swapped the shirt with Van Persie, and then that was it for him.
That was it, yeah. Managed to play with Van Persie for 1 season, man. But yeah, man. Boy, hey, listen, obviously, guys and girls, anyone watching, make sure to throw in any comments you have, any questions you may have for us for Turkish in terms of Arsenal or anything else in general. Feel free to engage. We want to have everyone's thoughts. And now the next one, obviously, going to come to you both on this one. This is for me the day I was like, this wasn't the day I was done with Wenger. I was done with Wenger at the start of this season for this reason. And this was Mr. Van Persie. This iconic image, Van Persie leaves us in the summer. Talks about the special boy inside him that was telling him to sign for United. Obviously, he came out with that statement at the time, which in reflection was very, very true about the lack of ambition at the club, making suggestions about signing, no one listening to him. And he said, you know what, if you're not going to listen, I'm out, I'm not signing a new deal. And lo and behold, what does he go and do? He goes and carries United, a United team that on paper wasn't that much better than ours. On paper, that United team was probably one of the worst that Fergie managed to drag to a title. But Van Persie done a madness, carried them to a title, and it led to a guard of honor at the Emirates. I mean, you couldn't make it up. You could not make it up. So, guys, talk to me, man. Talk to me.
Mate, this for me was the worst feeling. This is worse than when we sold Nasri. He won a title. We sold Ashley Cole. Well, I can name you 10 players who've all gone off and won titles, but this one hurt the most for me. I don't think I'm ever gonna find a place in my heart to forgive Van Persie for doing this. But you've got to understand. Okay, cool. You did this, yeah, for your personal rights, obviously, to go and win a title. We understand, but bruv, that year, I believe if we had Van Persie, we could have won the title. We could have won something big. We could have gone on to do something amazing. So you kind of understand why he left, but bruv, it hurt me too much, fam. And seeing that as well, seeing that picture, bruv, I just wanted to run outside and fight someone for no reason. You get what I'm saying? My blood was boiling, bro. Boiling.
Hey, and listen, Turkish, before you chime in there, like, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I know, Turkish, I know how you feel about Van Persie. I've seen it over the years, but I'm not going to lie. I held no grudges against Van Persie. I was like, do your thing, man. I don't blame you. I'll do the same. So
until I heard that, if what he's saying is true recently, that the Juve deal was closed and the chairman, didn't want it to happen, then okay, I'll give him some lenience. But I just can't forgive United. I can't, because my best footballing years memories come from Arsenal versus United, Ferguson, Wenger, Roy Keane, Vieira, all of that. So I just can't do it. I can appreciate and I respect him for coming out and telling us the truth, but to me, he'll always be a pagan, and that's how I see it.
Nah, hey, I understand that. Listen, man, I know a lot of my Arsenal fans as well were heartbroken, and the first game he played against Fulham, I remember he scored a nice half volley, and I remember watching it thinking, damn.
Yes, Southampton hat trick. I remember it when he played us, Vermaelen messed up and he got a right foot straight away.
You know the thing with Van Persie as well, the thing I think that makes him more frustrating is that 06-07, man was out for 5 months. 07-08, man was out for 5 months. 09-10, man was out for 4 months. 010-11, man was out for 4 months. First full season he had, bags 30 in the Prem, I believe, wins player of the season.
Yeah.
Boom. Man's out.
It's a cruel game. That's what it is, fam. It's a cruel game, and us fans need to realize it's changed from being loyal to players and players being loyal to us. There's very little of that anymore, you know.
Yeah.
So we as fans have got to, adjust to that too. Over the years, they've looked at us as customers. We've got to look at them as employees. That's how I see it. And I think what Jalil said is right. Van Persie was the last straw for me. That nothing can hurt as much as that did. So since then, I've been numb to it in a sense. It doesn't matter who we lose. Sanchez, it doesn't matter to me. Ozil, it doesn't matter. Oba, it doesn't matter. Like Van Persie was the pinnacle.
Yeah, 100.
One of the world's best players who went to our rivals, won the league title, and shut us up.
100%.
And obviously, got a few comments in now. Obviously, this is my brother coming in saying Fergie always comes out on top /go. And obviously, we knew Fergie had no respect for Wenger when he actually publicly came out and said he gave Wenger a call to say, "Hey, can I get Van Persie from you?" When he's coming, and then he's coming around joking about how Wenger is like playing poker with someone.
Should I tell you what it's like? Should I tell you what it reminds me of?
Go on.
Do you remember Jay-Z versus Nas? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, a few years later, Jay-Z brings out Nas onto the stage and he signed him. That's it. It felt like that, and Nas was my guy, and I thought, nah, don't do this, Nas, blood. And with Wenger, it felt the same. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, it's like Ferguson put his arm around his shoulder and he became his little brother. When in reality, it was tight and clashing each other, fam. Like, it hurts, bro. I can't lie to you, it hurts.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, that's a great way of describing it, man. We got Jordan here saying, can't blame RVP, moved on to win the title. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I said. I mean, I don't blame him as a person because, look, we've all been in and out of jobs and we go and get more money or to progress in our jobs. And I'm not going to blame him, but I do blame him again because I can't let that go because we would have won, in my opinion, we would have won the title. And to go to any team, don't go to United and fuck. But I don't want to swear. I've got people watching me on here that I love and that, so I'm gonna keep it stush. But he's a prick. There you go.
I'm not gonna swear.
You couldn't hold it. Man said F it, man. Man said F it.
Like that little boy comment really jarred me.
Yeah, that was bad. He didn't need to say that one.
Taking the piss, fam. Like, maybe if he left that out, I might look at him differently now. But because he added that salt to it, I'm like, nah, you're a dickhead.
Yeah, it's like he was slightly taking the piss. He was slightly. But hey, we got Cam here saying no loyalty in football anymore. Hey, man, loyalty's been long gone, man. That's not the modern game. Who else we got? We got my bro again saying big up RBP for leaving to win trophies. Can't deny that. And we got my bro again, John, was saying, what do Arsenal need to do to get back in top 4 contention? Forget winning title for now. You know what, John? We're going to come back to that towards the end because the mad results are not done. The banter era is not finished, so we've got a few more to go through. Let's go. And now, obviously, I said the start of the banter era was the United game, the 8-2. And then this, for me, became the season of the confirmation of it. We were supposed to be title contenders this season. These were the 3 teams we were challenging with. We were top in February. And somehow we go and lose 6-3 to City, 5-1 to Liverpool, being 4-0 down after 20 minutes, and then 6-0 to Chelsea, 3-0 down after 20 minutes and down to 10 men. I mean,
season.
These were all in the same season.
Nah, can't be.
These were all in the same season. These were all in the same season, bro. The Liverpool and Chelsea games were actually like 3 weeks apart. And the Chelsea game was Wenger's 1,000 game in charge. So it just goes to show, I mean, you're talking about the players. Go out there and fight for Wenger, 1,000th game. And it just goes to show, clearly what they felt for him at that time. So, and that's when AFTV really did start to blow and results like that started popping through. So, Turkish, I don't know if you were I think you started coming on the channel, I believe, correct me, I remember, like 2015, 2016?
No, 2017, February. My first appearance was our last Champions League game.
Hey, that's gonna come up.
When people ask me why did you go on AFTV, I was at every single one of those games you just put up. I was at every single one of them, but I just didn't feel to go on AFTV. I felt like there's enough people on there saying what I feel. But after Munich and then being on a plane back with Robbie, all of them, and just talking to them, I just thought, you know what, let me give my opinion and see where we go from here. So I've only been doing it 3 years, but yeah, the results speak for itself. If you get those sort of results, you're not going to get fans coming after games happy, content, patient, excited. You're not going to get that. You're going to get man effing blinding. You're going to get man fed up. You're going to get your Claudes, your Troopses, your Bullies, your Kenny Kens. You're going to get different emotions, DT, very different emotions, very different characters. But the general consensus is frustration, anger, upset, disappointment. So that, yes, AFTV is known for that, but Arsenal are known for that. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, everyone else is going to be known for it.
100%. And like you said, like obviously, when you come out from a game, especially if you've paid money to go to watch it, which you guys, all the guys and girls do, and the children do, it's just like you think, how are you going to come out from the game after seeing your team get battered by one of your rivals, supposed rivals, and come out and be calm? And for me, what I don't get as well is that fans during the game, they're allowed to F and blind, cast the players, talk about their families and all that. I still remember the game where Lampard went back to West Ham and they were casting him for the fact that his mum, who just recently passed away, no one bad and nice. It's just like, it's football fans, it's part of the game. Deal with it. But then fans are not allowed to be a little emotional after the game saying, I want to change a manager or the players are weak mentally. Yeah. What do you want fans to say? Do you want them to lie? They're not pundits. They're not there to be PC. They're there to keep it real.
I think old school fans and old pundits and older footballers, they have a problem with this new school era. They do. And the thing about it, is if there was more people balanced, we could have better conversations about it, because there is problems with this new school social media era. There's big problems with it. I won't hide from that. But I'm not willing to debate with someone that's too narrow-minded not to see both sides of the fence. Like, I can see both sides. I can have a debate with an old school fan who doesn't like AFTV because I can understand why you don't like AFTV. But I can't debate you if you can't understand why giving fans a voice is a very big and progressive thing. If you can't understand that, then what's the point in us debating? It means you just hate on one thing without seeing the other. I always put myself in another person's shoes to understand before I make a judgment on a decision, on a viewpoint. And I think that's the best way to do it. But you get, regarding Arsenal, you get the proper Arsenal, the real Arsenal fans who think that because they literally on Twitter a few weeks ago, someone said to me, that she wore, that Arsenal. Yeah. He said to me and him having an argument, and he said to me, I'm fifth generation Cali Road, son. It sticks in my head. And I'm thinking to myself, blood, I don't care if you're 10th generation, whatever you are, blood. I don't care what you are, fam. What does 5th generation Cali Road mean to me, fam? I do not give a shit, bro. But to them, it's like, ooh, and then all his cronies liked it, all his cronies retweet, and it's like, you man are lost in the sauce, fam. You're lost in that old Highbury sauce where you had a better connection with the club. It's not that now. You need to be on this side with us because it's us versus them now. And
100%.
That's an example of the stupidity we get from some of these top Arsenal fans.
No, 100%. And we're going to touch on one layer that I saw like yesterday. You were going back and forth on Twitter, one about Xhaka that just made my blood boil. But I'm going to leave that one to the end because the Xhaka thing. So, but yeah, we got George here saying, let's not forget that 6-0 Wenger was Wenger's 1,000th game. Yeah, man, that's exactly what we're talking about. And he lost to Mourinho. Yeah, just another thing we forgot. My bro coming back in saying, Turkish, after you watched those games, did you call the feds to report murder?
I was about to commit a murder, mate, let alone what happened on the pitch. So no feds, please.
Nah, definitely. Hey, listen, it's mad. Arsenal are mad, man. What they've done to us over the years, and
I've been at games, my bro. I've been at games where I'm there thinking to myself, the pros and cons of if I run on this pitch and do a madness. And this is before AFTV. This is before like people might want to say you're trying to seek a platform, all of that. I'm not. We can have a debate about that. But this is before all of that. I used to be at the side thinking, if I run on this pitch and just grab like Wenger by his jacket, that image would be such an image. Or just go to maybe a Koscielny and be like, are you blessed? Are you blessed? Just to like put it out there in the mainstream. But that's how close I was to flipping out. That would have banned me for life, but I was willing to take that risk.
Bro, the fact that you said it, I could imagine you just standing there like the game's not even happening. You're just bare back and forth with yourself thinking, "Raw, should I just do a madness and sacrifice myself for the club?"
Bro, 4-0, 5-0 down to Chelsea. I'm not caring about the game. I'm thinking, what can I do now that's going to do a madness? Like, what can I do? And I never done it because I love the club. I want to be able to go games. But I expressed myself on AFTV. So that's the avenue I took.
Yeah, no, 100, man. Looks like we've lost Jalil for a second. I'm sure we'll be back on in a bit. But Turkish, talking about, your first game your first match on Arsenal Fan TV. Let's do it, man. Let's go. Like I said, there's sometimes some seasons deserve 2 results. And I feel like 16-17 was a perfect example of that, Champions League last 16, Bayern Munich again. We'd be used to be slapping by them before, but it was more like 3-1 on aggregates, 4-1s. They felt sorry for us, took it easy. But on this occasion, they said, nah, let's just spank these guys and show them where they belong. And, I felt like it was poignant as well to have the Ivan Gazidis quote from 2013 that we should be able to compete at a level like a club such as Bayern Munich. And to get slapped by them 5-1 in the space of 3 weeks, 10-2 on aggregate. I think one of the worst aggregates in Champions League history. I think the worst for an English club. To me, I mean, obviously by that point, to being honest, I didn't really care anymore. I was just like, we're finished. I was fully Wenger out, fully. So yeah, man, guys, talk to me. Bayern Munich 5-1 twice in the space of 3 weeks. How did you guys feel? Leaving the floor to either of you.
Let's start with Jalil.
Go on, Jalil, go on.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you. Oh, cool. All right, go on.
Well, that was my entry into AFTV. Like I said, I went Munich on the flight back, talking to Robbie, and I knew Troops already, but talking to a few of them, and they're like, "Why don't you do an interview when we land in Luton?" I was like, "All right, cool. If we find a spot and we've got enough time, I'll do an interview." Literally done it, and then I think after that was like a 3-1 loss at Anfield to Liverpool, a 2-0 or a 3-0 to Chelsea, and then the 5-1 to Munich. So it was back to back games. And you'd have Wenger coming out and saying, "I don't need to tell you why I didn't start Sanchez against Liverpool." And it just became that was when I wore my Wenger out top.
You know what, bro? I was going to mention it.
Yeah, I had that. Listen, I wore that shirt all season, but I never turned it round. I always put a jacket on because even though I got it done, it wasn't my goal to get it done to create to create what I created with that image. Yeah. It's just at that Liverpool game, I just remember thinking to myself, I'm turning this shirt around now. And I turned it around and literally all the cameras pointed at me. So I was like, fuck it. Now I'm going to ride this wave because now I need to tell my point of view. And that's how it kicked off from there. Yeah. But 5-1, it says it all, man. What do you expect us to be like?
100%, man. And we got K Shaw here saying, surprise Xhaka got a Champions League game with Arsenal. Well, K Shaw, you're right, man. And to be fair, that was when Xhaka came. I think it was the signal of things going down when we had that awful transfer window of him, Mustafi, and Perez for like 90+ mil. Yeah. And you see, that's where people will say the board have spent money. Well, it's not only about the fact you need to spend more money; it's also how you spend the money. And that's how
do you fix misspending money? Spending money. So I'm tired of people telling me they spend money. And my argument is not the same as 4 years ago where I'm asking them to spend money. My argument now is, okay, you've started releasing up some of the funds, but you don't care enough to put the right people in charge of them. So as much as spending has been an issue and it will be an issue, that is now an issue too. So the issues are piling on one another. It's not like one issue's been sorted and another issue's come in. They're all still here.
Yeah, no, 100%. And yeah, man, I think it's just one of those things where people, we live in an age, kind of an era, I believe, where you're not allowed to really be in an gray area. It has to be black or white. Your opinion has to be one end or the other. You can't say, Arsenal, I recognize that Arsenal has spent some money, but how they spent it hasn't been right. And who they've given the responsibility to find the players hasn't been right, and they haven't been quick enough to react to that. Because if you remember, Turkish, and I know you will, 2015-16 season, we ended 2014-15 quite well on a roll because Zola was just now in centre mid. Ozil just off behind. Sanchez had just come in. We were firing. And it's like, okay, if we do the right thing this summer, we can challenge next season. The other top teams are struggling. Yeah. And what do we go and do? We go and sign Czech.
And that's it.
And that's it.
I remember that first week or two, and then that was it.
And that was it. And you've got Wenger coming out saying, we don't need to buy anyone else. And then when Koscielny got injured at the start of that season, Wenger comes out and says, after this window's done, he's like, you know what, in hindsight, maybe we could do with another centre-back. And it's like, bro, are you taking the foot?
That guy, yeah, I can't lie, that guy sold us out. He sold us out. Wenger sold us out, and people don't want to hear it, but Wenger sold us. He chose the board and the money over the fans. 100. I don't give a shit if people. I loved him, so I understand if people love him, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna lie for him. My guy sold us down the river for money. Facts.
100.
You know, he's a legend of the club, but he left a very sour taste in my mouth. Very sour.
100%, and one that can't be forgotten for me. Like,
how can it be forgotten when we're still dealing with his mess?
Exactly.
You know?
Part of the reason that we are where we are now is because of him. And like I said, Wenger is a legend. No one can ever take that away from him. But my thing is that, you know, people have even made the thing of Wenger coming back as interim. What? Like, he does not deserve to come back. We are where we are now partly because of him. Partly because, like you said, he sided with the board. Partly because of his own stubbornness of saying, nah, we don't need to spend money. Let me do it how I used to do it back in the day 20 years ago. Move with the times. Fergie did that. And Fergie had 13 league titles to laugh in the bank. Our last league title in 2004. People were bantering Liverpool for having 30 years. Bro, I'm going to keep it real. We might eclipse that.
Yeah, we probably will. You look at all those results you just put out. Those were all Wenger results.
Exactly.
You know, at the end of the day, I'm not putting all the blame on him. But he willfully became the puppet, and he was always chatting shit to us fans. He told us, man, listen, this is the big one for me. And I had enough of Wenger maybe 2010 times, 2011, where I was like, we need to move on respectfully. But when he came out and Klopp came into Liverpool and the Liverpool fans were protesting about ticket prices, this was maybe... Remember when the away tickets went to £30? It was the year before that. And they asked Klopp in his first few months there, they was like, well, the Liverpool fans are protesting about £70 ticket prices. How do you feel? And he's like, the Liverpool fans are right. In Germany, it's not this much money. They asked Wenger the same question in the same week. Wenger comes out and says, Arsenal fans pay the highest ticket prices because of the football on show. And then I've got other Arsenal fans telling me he's got to say that. But then I turn around and say, well, Klopp has just signed for Liverpool and Klopp has outright challenged the board and said it's not right. Whereas we got a man that we're meant to love. He's meant to be the people's champion and all this shit. He's telling us that we pay the highest in Europe, more than Barca, Bayern, Real Madrid, Man City, Liverpool, because of the football on show. I'm sorry. I'm actually sorry. If a man said that to me in person, with his chest, we might be close to blows. Because you might as well slap me. Because essentially that's what you're doing with your words. You're essentially just taking the piss out of man. So it hurt, man, that he was doing that. And then that's when I thought, you know what? F this guy. It sounds fucked, but I said F this guy now.
No, 100%, man. I was... that's why, like, obviously, when you first came on Arsenal Fan TV, you're one of the first guys that was on there that was like, you know what, the way you kind of speak is how I speak, because I'm someone that a lot of my friends who are Arsenal fans, they call me negative, but I'm always very pessimistic. And if anyone that knows me, I was strong Wenger out from 2012, like strong, like he could hardly do anything to make me change my mind because I knew he was never going to get back to where he was. And like you said, he sold us out. He sold the fans out. I don't care what anyone says, he did. So for me, it was hard. But, you know, we got a few comments here saying, I think there was one I wanted to bring up from Jeff. Yeah, this one. And I think maybe this is more for you, Turkish. It says, in terms of the treatment of Wenger, banners and drones in the 8th minute, etc., in hindsight, do you think it was too harsh?
It's a good question.
Yeah, great question.
I don't, you know. I don't. I'd be interested to find out what you man think outside looking in. I don't think it was harsh, if I'm honest with you. I don't ever think it was enough. I think the fan base really divided over that. But I feel like it wasn't harsh. I feel like none of it was abuse. it was either Wenger out or thanks for the memories, Arsenal, and this and that. On the odd interview, you'd get people over the top and it would be a bit of abuse. But I put abuse in these quote marks because the way I've grown up and where I'm from, you think a man chatting shit to me online or telling me to fuck off is abuse. That's not abuse to me. See what I'm saying? So I'm looking at a different angle. But for me, it's not. He deserved pressure to be put on him. Yeah. And that's the only ways we have to apply pressure. So I don't think it was harsh.
No, I agree. I never thought, obviously, like you said, sometimes maybe some people went overboard, but I think sometimes Wenger stoked that fire, like with comments like the one you just said, or when there was the debate around the director of football and Wenger comes out cheekily smiling saying, is that someone who directs the traffic?
Do you remember? Bro, and we're there as fans, trying to make more excuses for him and saying maybe if he had a director of football, and this mug comes out to tell us, director, we want director to help you out, and you're coming back in our face to say, what is he? The guy moved mad. And there was another thing Wenger done. What was it?
Bro, there was too many,
There's a lot.
Do you remember when he said, people behind something along the line of people behind the keyboard, how many games have they managed or something that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You don't need to manage games to know some of the decisions you're making is mad.
Bro, like the guy was, listen, I still remember one game, where we lost to like Bradford or something, Carling Cup quarters, My man had a front three of, I think it was Gervinho up top, who's a left winger, Podolski on the left, who was a striker, and Chamberlain on the right, who was meant to be in the middle. It's like, bro, and you wonder why we're questioning you.
Hey, fun times, bro. Fun times, man.
Fun times, you know what I mean? Obviously, hey, listen, everyone who's on the live, listen, make sure to hit that like button. Like I said, it's YouTube law. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, obviously. Big up my guy Turkish in the building. We got a few more comments. Last 10 or 15 minutes or so, because I know Turkish has his own thing to do. So, guys, girls, make sure to check him out after this and his own channel. Subscribe. His channel's been popping off for a while now. So yeah, guys, make sure to check that out. But yeah, man, I have this result as well, which is from the Europa League final. I think Turkish. Did you go to that game?
Nah. Thank God I didn't go to that game.
Yeah. That trip was a madness. So yeah, man, chance to get back in the Champions League on the Emery, and we flopped again on the big stage. So Jalil, man, let me come to you, bro. What were your thoughts after that game?
Well, I was in Box Park. Turkish, you was in Box Park for this game as well.
I was.
Yeah. But fucking, well, that was the worst day you could have had. I was in Box Park drinking, celebrating. I see bare Chelsea fans giving it to them. They were giving it to me. It was bare fun to get it.
Yeah.
But when the game started, I was thinking, watch, we're going to win this. Emery's got this. From that game, Emery out, bro. Emery out, bro. I don't need to say too much, bro, because we can't be losing in the final 4-1. We can lose 2-1. We can lose 1-0. We can't be losing 4-1. That's disrespectful, disappointing. Yeah, man. It was hard. It was hard to see, man, and it hurt a lot. And I can see everyone's faces after the game. I didn't even want to hang about. I can't because I was going to fight someone. So yeah, it was all long, fam. It was all long.
God help you was gonna fight as well, fam. You would have knocked out a few man there.
Yeah, trust me, fam. I see you. I see bare people, bro. And I was just looking at everyone, thinking everyone looks so upset, angry, and I was thinking, I feel everyone's pain, but you don't really need me to be about there, when I'm upset as well, man. It's all long, but yeah, I was really upset, man. And you know me, hey John, you know me, I'm Mr. Positive. Going into that game, I was probably telling you what we're gonna win 3-0 or something, or I was probably saying we're gonna batter them, because I'm just a positive guy. But hindsight, I should have seen that game that we're going to get battered, and we got battered, man. And a Wolby scored for us. A Wolby.
Mad, didn't it? Everyone.
Mad. And that's why I used for the picture. That's why I used Giroud and Luiz, because again, we sell Giroud, and everyone's like, yes, he's gone finally. Man goes and bags against us, and then the other guy celebrating with him comes to us the next season, and we all know what David Luiz has been doing for us. He's been coming on doing a madness.
And then a year later, he calls Willian to come as well. He's like, yeah, you're good over here, bro. Come here, we'll chill about for another 2 years. We're good. That's it, fam.
200K a week, we're chilling. We're still in London. We can still work in our business, the restaurant we got. Bro, we're good. We don't even have to win. And, bro, it's all mad. It's all mad, bro. It's actually crazy. This club is actually absolute banter. And people wonder why we're upset. People expect us to be smiling.
But you know what? With all due respect as well, it's like fans don't learn from their mistakes. Like this January, I'm hearing Isco, I'm hearing Diego Costa, I'm hearing Ericsson, and I'm thinking, Arsenal fans, don't speak about these names. Otherwise, these are the names they will give us. Stop speaking about these names because it's our fault we get these names. I don't want no loans and plasters and quick fixes. I want a signing. I want people out of this club. Literally, I've got a keep or sell video coming later where yesterday I actually broke it all down. I put the 30 players in our squad, well, 25 squad and the 5 others in terms of the youngsters. Out of them 30, 9 of their contracts run down, 4 this summer, 5 the summer after. That leaves 21. Out of the 21, I'd keep, I think it was 10. So that means get rid of 11 players in the next 3 transfer windows. That's very achievable. Very achievable. But they won't.
They won't. So just 100%, man. And obviously, I'll definitely be tuning in for that one. But I know I've got my saying. I think you said, 11 people will go? I think I've got even more than that. I think I've got 12 or 13, man, that need to bounce.
Oh, no. Altogether, out of the 30, it's
19 then.
19, but the 9 of them contracts are done naturally this summer and next summer. So we don't need to worry about them. Their contracts are finishing. Sell the man like Bellerin, whose contract's still there. Xhaka, whose contract's still there. These man, they're still here. The contracts are still running. Sell them, man.
Yeah. No, 100. And, perfect segue again onto, again, a guy that for me symbolizes where we are right now. A guy that, like I said, I try not to let emotions get the better of me anymore for Arsenal. But this is one guy that generally, he makes my blood boil because of things like this. So I just have to pull his quotes up on the screen for the benefits of anyone who hasn't seen it. Jalil Turkish, I know you both have. So I'm going to pull them up on the screen. So we all know Granit Xhaka had a red card against Burnley, which cost us the game. And, in classic Xhaka form, from what he did last year when he told the fans to F off when he was captain, threw the armband away, took his top off, probably threw the top off down the tunnel, never apologized for it, only gave excuses as to why. No one's justifying any social media abuse, especially when it involves his wife or his child. But, unfortunately, social media abuse is part of the modern game. So if you have to deactivate your Twitter, wherever you do so. But anyway, Xhaka after the Burnley game, after the Chelsea game, when he comes back and scores a free kick, which is a 1 in a million thing for him, he comes out very smugly when I watched the interview, smiling with a cheeky grin, saying, yes, it was a lot of people speaking after the red card. A lot of people start to speak again and again and again. But yeah, I will always show my character. I was very, very disappointed about the red card against Burnley. I knew what I did was wrong from my side. I'm more than happy that I helped the team today, and I am back. Now, before I leave the floor to you guys, I just have to say my piece. To me, when I saw this, I was fuming because you've been awful since you came. Like, we signed you for 35 million in 2016, and I'm not going to scapegoat you single-handedly, but you have been awful, inconsistent performances. You're immobile. You can only stay on the left-hand side of your body. You give the ball away. You're not as good of a passer as people say because you give the ball way too much for that. You've given away the most balls that led directly to goals. You've had the most red cards, I think. Reckless amount of yellows in stupid areas. You don't really contribute offensively. Every once in a while, you'll do a mad ping, and it's like, everyone gets carried away off one mad ping and forgets all the other madness you do for the other 89 minutes. And it's like, to have the cheek and arrogance to feel confident enough to say that after you just cost us against Burnley. And you cost us. If you were a valuable member of the team, your absence would also have been felt in those next 3 games and played a part in that. And to have that, to me, listen, I was done with Xhaka from 2017. So there was not much he could do to change my mind because I knew he was never going to be good enough. But after that quote, I want him out ASAP. Like, you give me 15 mil in January, he's out for me. I'll take that 15 mil. He is out of the club. I'm completely done with him. Like, to think this guy was given the captaincy and he's still one of the leaders now, nah, man. It says everything about where we are. So I'm going to leave the floor to you guys.
for me, when Xhaka last year, I think it was Crystal Palace game where everyone was shouting at him, effing him blind, and getting him off the pitch and that, and he obviously said "fuck off" and that. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't really too upset with him then, you know. I was one of the ones that said, "Oh, he's having a bad day." Do you know what I mean? Let's let him go. Let's let him do his thing. I was obviously expecting an apology, and he did. I don't know if actually. Wait, did he come out of apology then? He didn't really come out of one, did he? No. So obviously after the red card, this one after the red card and coming out now and then speaking up, it's quite similar to what our captain's doing right now. Alba, when he scores a goal, he wants to do an interview, you know. But when he's playing shit, he doesn't want to tell us what's going on. Let us know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? So, having said it with Xhaka, he's a dickhead, man. He's a dickhead at the end of the day because, you know, you score one banger, don't come out and say nothing, innit? Because we've been wanting you to come out and say something from when you've been playing shit. Like, tell us what's going on. Just let us know because we're fans. Or we're paying to come watch you, and you know we're paying Sky Sports and that. And, you know money's going into your pocket. So come and let us know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? But him coming out after the game, after he scored that banger, it was a banger. Let's give him credit for that. He's still shit in my opinion. He still needs to go. But yeah, it was a final straw for me as well. I just think he's a dickhead, to be fair, because he shouldn't have come out after he scored a banger and say, yeah, now look at me. And what was the statement he said, you know, when he said, actions speak louder than words or something?
Yeah,
I don't think he should have said that, if I'm honest. He should have just... Your speaking is more than his actions at the moment because your actions are shit. So it's never going to speak. One banger, is that it? Do you know what I mean? So...
He's got this me against the world attitude. That's what he's got, you know. Like, you know, the man that think everyone's against him, but it's not necessarily we're against you. We wanted you to be someone that you obviously are not. So, you know, take the L and keep it moving and be humble. Instead, you're coming out and acting all bossy, saying it with your chest and stuff. And like, bro, actions speak louder than words. But we haven't made Champions League since we bought you. That's the actions, isn't it? Like, what actions are you talking about? A free kick against Chelsea? That's not the actions I'm looking for. I'm looking at longevity, consistency, all of that. But it shows that he's against the fans. It shows that, you know, you either got... Your players should be for the fans. They should play for the fans. He plays against the fans. And by that, I mean, when he does something, it's in spite of the fans. He turns his nose up at us and thinks, look at what I can do. That means he's got to go. Full stop. He's got to go now. If that's how his attitude is, he's got to go. There's no way around it. He can't be coming up against fans thinking that his shit don't stink when his shit actually stinks the loudest in the room, mate. You know, there's not many shits that stink more than him at the fucking club. You know, I look at Bellerin and Mustafi maybe equally as bad, but he's got some cheek. And the way he says it with a smirk and the smugness, it's like it's obvious that a lot of the players like Ozil, Mustafi, Bellerin, they all go around him like, Xhaka, don't worry about the fans. Don't worry about what they say. They're nobody. Who are they? Who are they? And Xhaka's like, yeah, who are they? Yeah. And it's like they've got some like little superhero mentality in there, and all of them are mugs in reality. All of them are mugs. All of them can go together in one line. But you can see there's something behind the scenes where, like you mentioned with Oba as well, Jalil, he should be coming out, win, lose, or draw, and talking. That's what I expect from my captain. Not seeing Maitland-Niles and Joe Willett come out for press conferences. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't want to hear from them, man. You know, I want to hear from the captain, Oba. I'm not saying you are the captain that I want to be in the next 2 years, but you're the one that's been given the captaincy now. So speak. Yeah. None of them want to speak, or they all want to hide until it's time to score a goal when mask comes out, or actions speak louder than words, and you know the celebration comes out, Lacazette shaking hand. Fuck all of that. You know, fuck all of that celebration stuff and the mask and good vibes and good energy, because it means nothing. I don't look at Man City's squad and say, oh, they got good vibes. They got good energy. I don't look at Liverpool's squad and say that either. I see good players, good role models, good men. I see, you know, efficiency. I don't see, oh, they must have a whale of a time behind closed doors. I don't see them dancing in their boxes in the changing room like Mustafi and them, man. You know, so we're focused on good vibes and energy now, and in reality, it means fuck all. What the hell am I going to do? I got good vibes at yard, at home. That's my good vibes, my brethrens and that. I don't need to see good vibes from these, man. I don't care if they get along or not. Just fucking win the game, my guy.
100%, man. Nah, I mean, you both broke that down brilliantly. I think the club is just like, it's just, and I think again it feeds from social media, Turkish as well. And I think that's where the negative side comes into it, because unfortunately, a lot of fans fall for it. They'll see these man dancing in the changing room and all that, and they'll be like, "Yeah, this is my club." Like everyone getting along, but that's part of the problem. You got people like Bellerin coming out saying Sanchez wanted to win too much.
Hate that.
How are you allowed to come with that statement? How are you allowed to want to win too much? Too much? What are you getting paid to do?
It shows the nature of the players we got.
No, I'm telling you. You know, it's like my brother said here. It's as if the club is run by jokemen. It is run by jokemen.
It is.
Yeah. You know what it is? You'll have like right now, Vinay and Edu are trying to do as much as possible to keep attention away from Kroenke and do as little as possible for Arteta. So they're in the middle now trying to juggle keeping attention from Kroenke and keeping, you know, the pressure off Arteta. They're doing the bare minimum. It's not like they've got a plan where it's like, okay, this is what we're going to do, and it relieves. They're just going day by day, week by week, and trying to take it as it comes. That's why you'll see a statement from Vinay 1 week, few weeks later, Edu. It's not really consistent, you know. Josh hasn't come out since last year when we signed Pepe. Be excited. Where have you been since, my guy? Yeah. You know, no wonder man don't talk at this club, because they all hide and put their head in the sand when shit hits the fan.
100%, man, 100%. It's mad. Hey, people, let's make sure we hit that like button, people. 15 in the room. Appreciate all of you that are in here. I'm just going to run through some of the comments for the last 5 minutes with Turkish. I think there's a couple of questions for him, so I'm just going to go through those. And yeah, K-Show, you're totally right. These players are excited to play for the club, collect their pay packet, and then go home, win, lose, or draw. Totally. You know, I think Czech came out with a statement a couple of weeks ago saying that he knows the difference in the ambition level at the different clubs. And these are people on the inside telling us these things. It's not just speculation anymore. We are being told there's a lack of ambition at the club, and yet people still get onto us. And this is what I was saying yesterday, Turkish, about the thing you exchanged out on Twitter. I saw the status about that guy said, who like writes for Arsenal, that said it was the Chelsea game was a standard Xhaka performance. Standard performance, and we're supposed to take you seriously.
Wait, hold on. What? Someone said that was a Xhaka performance. The reason why we won.
Standard Xhaka performance, except the free kick.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I'm dead serious. And then
that's why I stay off Twitter, my guy. Twitter is not the place to be if you're a sane man. I'm telling you. The amount of shit you'll see on that, you won't be saying much longer if you spend too much time on Twitter. I'll be honest, man. That app. And you know the funny thing is, the next day that same guy tweeted, Obba's getting criticism. It's about time.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah, I saw that.
Blood. One day you're saying Xhaka doesn't deserve any of it. The next day you're saying it's about time. I'm thinking, blood. And this guy writes for like a Arsenal page with 80k followers.
Yeah,
you know, they're all frauds, my guy. They're all frauds, fam. And watch over the next year, I'm gonna expose them, because I know shit now. About we can't do you and all of that shit, yeah, and the intentions behind it that shows it's rotten. Yeah, and we will get into it this year, because something needs to be done. They can't, you know, lead the fan base on much longer. We need new direction. Yeah.
No, 100. So a couple of questions here we got from Jeff. He's asking, what is the worst Arsenal signing in the last 5 years? Oh, that's a tough one. Well, contenders.
Got so many. We've got so many contenders, though.
Xhaka.
What was his name?
Xhaka or Mustafi for me.
Oh, what? Yeah. One of our current signings.
In the last 5 years, so it could even be someone that's gone. But I'm saying Xhaka, Mustafi, just for the value as well.
I'd say Xhaka, because he's still here and he's still costing us.
I'll say Mustafi, because Mustafi is just shit.
Yeah.
Either or, it makes sense. They're at the top of the list anyway.
We got a question here from Val for you, Turkish, saying, Turkish, you don't rate Isco.
I've rated Isco like I rated Willian, but it's not the right time. Just because I rated them don't mean I still rate them. Like, that's how we got to look at it. Just because I've seen a man do it 3-4 years ago or 2-3 years ago doesn't mean they're going to do it now. You know, Willian I've rated in the league. You know, he's a good player. Would I have taken him 5 years ago every day of the week? But now, no. Same with Isco, no. Like, it's all papering over cracks. I'm just not on it.
Yeah, no, 100. We got a question here from Jordan saying, how long do you give Arteta? I'm going to get back to that, Jordan, because I know someone else has asked that as well. So I'm just going to scroll down to see. I see some comments starting to pop off. We got Rash asking, is Arteta the guy Big up Rash, by the way. He's usually on the show.
Big up Rash.
Should we have time, or should we be looking for the replacement? Now, I'm probably going to leave that one to the end, Turkish. Just going to see if there's some comments we can pick up more quickly. Big up to everyone who's commenting. Like I said, make sure to like and subscribe if you're new. Appreciate you, everyone that's been in the video. Let me just check. We got my bro here, Arlen, my guy, saying big missed opportunity with Usmanov. Fans need to start applying serious pressure on Kroenke. Until then, nothing will change. Turkish, I think you've been banging that drum for a few years now. You know what I mean?
Usmanov was the light at the end of the tunnel, but our fan base fucked that. Yeah, and them same fans that fucked that are not willing to put their hands up and say they was wrong, to rewrite that wrong. We need them. As much as they fucked it, and they're clowns for that, because they are clowns. Love Arsenal, hate Usmanov. It's a clown thing.
That was mad.
Yeah? Clowns. Come out and admit you was wrong. Come out and admit you was wrong and do something about it. Don't stay quiet with your head in your sand and hope for the best, because one day in 10 years, we might win something and you're going to turn around and say, see, we was right. You was fucking wrong. And it's plainly obvious to see now. Come out, rewrite your wrong and move forward. It should be love Arsenal, hate Kroenke now. If that's what you was doing to Usmanov for no reason, there's more than enough reason to do it for Kroenke. But, you know, people in this industry, my bro, people struggle to be like, you know what, I was wrong. That's 100. One thing about me. Bruv, it's all opinions, fam. I'm going to be wrong, you know? And when I'm so opinionated on Arsenal, I want to be wrong. Because if I'm wrong about Arsenal, we win. We move in the right direction. But man can't, you know, hold their hands up and say, you know what, I was wrong. That's the problem with this fan base, hard-headed. And
that transmits onto the players.
Yeah.
That transmits onto the players. That's why you get people like Xhaka. But yeah, keeping going. Oh, okay, I think we had a few people reply to the question about the worst sign in the last 5 years. We got Keisho saying Mustafi, Val saying Mustafi as well. My bro saying Mustafi. Oh, actually added on top of that, worst centre-back I've seen, including Sunday League. Yeah, that's not a bad shout. that's not a bad shout. We got Rash agreeing with Turkish saying, I agree it's not the right time for Isco. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Turkish. I think Isco's a baller, but I feel like he might just come with the wrong mentality. You know what I mean? Isco might just come to training. You know what? All the other players will gas him up, see him do a few training. Man will come strolling onto the pitch, do 1 360. He's like, you know what? Then he starts seeing the shit around him. He's like, you know what? I'm out of the season anyway. I'm bouncing, bro. Forget this.
Exactly. We took that guy with potential, apparently, Ceballos, and look how he turned out.
Yeah.
Well, Isco's not getting games. Ceballos weren't getting games. There's a reason why they're not getting games at the moment. But you want Arsenal to sign him?
Yeah. Diego Costa gets released, and people want us to why would we want we want to reach where Atletico are? Why the fuck are we gonna get the players they're releasing? Chelsea's releasing.
That Diego Costa is mad, bro. It's mad. We got Mus here in the building. They got Mus, another of our regulars, saying, who should you, man, bring in to create goals, if not Isco?
I mean,
who did you say?
Buendia from Norwich is the realistic one.
He's a good player still, but you think he's at that level to play number 10? I mean, obviously he's better than what we have now.
He's done it in the Prem.
He performed very well in the Prem last year. You know, he was man of the match against Man City, for example.
Yeah.
I think he's ready for the step up. You know, it's a risk. You know, it's not certain. But we need 4 midfielders. So he might be 1 of 4 in the next 12 months. And that brings you depth for a starter. But right now it's realistic. So just go get it done.
100%. Yeah, I think Buendia is a good shout. I think some people say Eriksen. I wouldn't really take Eriksen. The only reason I might take Eriksen is because he might actually come, because he knows that the Tottenham fans, he would lose everything he built at Tottenham. So he would know, if I'm going to come to a club and lose my whole reputation at another one, I need to perform. That's the only reason why he might. But apart from that, I think Buendia will be a good signing, because especially the thing is, if we do get better, he could always become a squad player, because that's another thing we forget. We're allowed to have good squad players.
Yeah.
Not everyone has to be first 11. And again, I think that's another thing. Arsenal, they've tricked us over the years.
Eriksen ain't got no reputation at Spurs, man. They're fucking shit, mate.
Hey,
they won a title or nothing. I'm not having that.
Yeah, hopefully they don't win it this year either, man. We got K-Shaw saying, I like to subscribe, still big up, K-Shaw. Appreciate that. We got George Jr. saying, Pepe worth signing. Not gonna lie, man. If he keep going the way he is, he'll be up there for sure. He'll be up there for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the worst signing. I just think everyone's just seeing the money too much. I feel like he's got potential, and he is a good squad player to have, and he's still young at the end of the day, and you can bring him on as a super sub in that. I mean, I'm not happy with the money we spent on him, but I'm not gonna say he's one of the worst signings just because
he's not useless. Basically, yeah, he's not useless. Yeah. He's got some use there, but we have to get over the fee, and then he might become a big part of the squad. Maybe not the focal point, but a part of it.
100%, 100%.
And just to end it off, man, last question. I think I'm going to link this one to the one about Arteta as well and bring it, give the floor to you, Turkish, first. We've got John here saying, ultimate question, what do Arsenal need to do to get back in top 4 contention, forget winning the title for now? And I'm guessing, Turkish, for us to get back in the top 4 first, because we do have to go step by step, where does Arteta fit in with that for you? Are you Arteta in or you Arteta out? Do you feel like he's the man that can get us there with the right signings?
I don't know. I don't think anyone can say for sure either or. That's the thing about this debate. No one can say Arteta is the man. No one can say he's not the man. And we can't judge him because he's not given the tools and resources. Lampard, for example, he had a year at Derby. He had a year without a transfer ban. And now he's in a year with a 200 million spend. That's a manager you can judge a bit more accurately because you've seen different stages. You've seen him cope with different things or not cope with different things. With Arteta, he's come here, lack of transfer activity, a heap of shit players, years of stagnant, stale attitude at the club. So I think I'm not going to say in or out. What I'm going to say is my focus is Edu, the man above him, because regardless of Arteta, whether he is in or out, Edu's the man that stays. So the manager comes in under Edu. So I'm looking at Edu and the pressure is on his shoulders now because I don't care about Arteta. In 12 months, it might be someone else. But Edu should still be remaining. If they've got this structure right now and they believe in Edu, he is the guy above the manager. That won't change. So for me, it's all on him to implement Arteta's plan, implement his own ideas, and make sure he stays on top of it and doesn't give too much to Arteta. Because if you give too much to the manager, then when a new manager comes in, it's hard for that new manager to work with what he's been given because it's all tailored to the manager before. So it's all on Edu for me right now. So top 4 contention, Edu needs to be proactive, and that means incomings and outgoings in the first 2 weeks of January and next summer.
Yeah.
And that will be a start. Literally, that will be a start. Proactivity would be a start. That's all I can ask for now because I need to see that first before I talk about quality of player too.
Yeah.
100%. Jalil, you want to come in with anything there on Arteta?
So with me, I'm Arteta in only because, so this is my thing, right? Arteta did come out and say, you know, I want to have a 3-year plan, and he signed Gabriel, Partey, and Willian, obviously, and he didn't sign Sabah, so we're not going there. But he signed those players, and he said that we've got a 3-year plan. This is what I want to do. So I came into the season not thinking, oh, we're going to get top 4. We're going to get, we're going to win an FA Cup. I came to the season not hoping to win anything. I just want to build. And he does need windows. So I feel like he said he's got this plan. Obviously, he brought in Willian. That's a mistake. But if you look at the other 2 signings I just said there, Gabriel and Partey, they've been, well, Gabriel's definitely been one of our best players. And Partey, we know he's going to strengthen the squad. So if we give him this window, I'm so happy he won against Chelsea as well, because I reckon he potentially could have been out. But I'm so happy he won against Chelsea because this gives him the extra step to get into that window and see what he can bring in. We've got to remember that more than half the squad, half the squad is potentially Emre's and Wenger's squad. So if he can just build his squad from what he's seen from City, we could be in a good place. But I'm not expecting to win anything for another 2 years. I'm being honest, this year included. So another year ahead of that. He said he's got a 3-year plan. Let's follow that 3-year plan, in my opinion. Saying what Turkish said, Edu's the guy who's got the most pressure on him because he also supported that statement as well. So we need to think about that. But yeah, I'm really Mikel in at the moment because of that itself and the 3-year plan. And I want to see what he can do. And I kind of want to prove everyone wrong as well in that aspect, because I really want to win something.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think you both broke that down brilliantly. And I think, it's a thing of, with Arteta, I think if I'm being honest, I would have probably replaced him with Pochettino. I would have gone for Pochettino if you can. Now he's gone. I'm more towards let's sit back, see if the board backs him. And to me, like you both said, for me, the guy I'm keeping an eye on is Edu. Because to me, with the recent statement he did and the way we're getting linked to Diego Costa, and you go back to David Luiz and Willian, he's starting to move like a fraud to me. He's starting to move like a sellout to me. So he's the one that people have to keep an eye on. You know, it's all good always being linked with Brazilian players, but can you show you can sign another type of player except always Brazilians? Because that's all he seems to be doing at the moment, just going South America.
Arteta's told us live and direct the plan. He said it last week. The plan is in Edu's hands. So in reality, if us fans, take a step back, we shouldn't really apply no pressure to Arteta in January off the back of, a lack of transfer activity, because he's told us before January, it's in Edu's hands. Fans were fickle. We don't see the bigger picture. He's going to get their attention if in 2 weeks we don't do anything. I will always stick to the facts, and he said it's in Edu's hands, and I'm looking at Edu now. Until Edu tells me it's Arteta, I'm sticking on Edu.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with that. We got K-Shaw saying Arsenal have overall spoiled Pepe's career. If he leaves because of the fee they paid, if he leaves and flops, our other clubs may not look at him the same. Yeah, and unfortunately, that's the modern game. If you flop our team, your price value goes down, and your status goes down. So it's up to Pepe to perform now. Can't keep making excuses for him. And we got Mus here. I think this is a good one to end it on. We got Mus saying Arsenal need to hire Turkish as CEO. Hey, Turkish, would you be up for that? What are you saying, bro?
Lad, do you think I can't work under Kroenke, bro? Man will go mad, fam. But at least you'd have someone honest in there to tell you, man, what's really going on. Because I'd be in there maybe a day or two, and then I'd have to release a statement saying, this is all mad.
To be fair, bro, I think you're giving yourself too much time, bro. Because I think after the first you'll be sacked before the end, bro. Still,
I just had 24 hours to investigate the findings and that, man. Give me some inside access.
No, trust me. All right, everyone, listen, man. We've come to the end. Want to big up Turkish, man. Appreciate you for coming on, man. I think it's been a really good discussion. Really good breakdown of Arsenal over the years, kind of where we are now, and kind of just looking ahead and what we can do to be a better club for 2021 moving forward. So again, appreciate everyone for coming on as well. Like I said, make sure to like, subscribe if you're new. We got much more content coming out. We got an interview, what we call in our series Diary of a Pro Footballer with Joel Nuble, Aldershot Town striker, coming up out of the weekend. And we got much more coming. Obviously, guys, make sure to check out Turkish's channel. It's like I said, Turkish keeps it real. He just does this, like he always says, just to give an opinion from an Arsenal perspective using this platform. So yeah, guys, check it out. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. And yeah, man, to everyone watching, I wish you guys a blessed end of 2020. It's been a rough year. Hope you're all healthy and well, mentally and physically. And yeah, man, hopefully next year we can all go kill it and make it a much better year, one we can look to remember on, So to everyone that's tuned in, much love, and yeah, stay blessed. And Turkish Jalil, you, man.
Yeah, love.
Turkish, thanks for blessing the channel, man. Thanks for coming and blessing the channel, brother.
No worries, G. If I ever get time again, I'll shout you, man, and do the same again. But I'll let you, man, know anyway.
Love.
100. Take care, my bro. Take care.
Take care, you, man. Yeah.
That's one.